Hello and welcome on Sonic Library. I'm your storyteller, ready to take you on amazing journeys through different tales. How are you guys? Today's audiobook is Dracula by Bram Stoker. Let's get started. I, Jonathan Harker, began my journey with a sense of purpose and excitement. Tasked with assisting Count Dracula in a real estate transaction, I travelled from England to the remote reaches of Transylvania. As I made my way through the Carpathian Mountains, the landscape grew increasingly foreboding. The locals, upon seeing my destination, were filled with dread, warning me of the dark tales surrounding the Count. Despite their fears, I pressed on, eager to fulfill my duties and secure a business deal that would enhance my career. Upon arriving at Castle Dracula, I was struck by the castle's imposing presence, an ancient fortress perched atop a craggy hill, shrouded in mystery. The atmosphere inside was equally unsettling. I was greeted by Count Dracula, who possessed an unsettling charm, his demeanor oscillating between cordiality and something darker. As our conversations unfolded, I noticed the peculiarities of his character, his sharp canines, his aversion to sunlight, and his unnatural. I dismissed my growing unease, believing my impressions to be mere superstition. As days turned into weeks, I found myself ensnared in the Count's web. My attempts to leave the castle were met with inexplicable obstacles, and I became increasingly isolated. It was during this time that I began to witness the true nature of the Count. I observed him engaging in strange rituals and discovered his ability to transform into a wolf or bat. The realization that I was imprisoned by a creature of the night filled me with terror. One night I ventured into the castle's depths, where I stumbled upon the remains of Dracula's victims, 3 spectral women who were both alluring and horrifying. I felt an overwhelming sense of dread, knowing I was at the mercy of a being who thrived on fear and blood. My resolve to escape solidified, yet every attempt was thwarted, leaving me feeling more trapped than ever. Meanwhile, back in England, my beloved Mina Murray awaited my return with growing concern. Mina, ever devoted, had taken up the task of corresponding with me, her letters reflecting her unwavering support. She remained unaware of the horrors I was enduring, believing my journey to be merely a business trip. Her friend, Lucy Westenra, was also in a delicate state. Engaged to Arthur Holmwood, Lucy was initially filled with joy, but soon her health began to decline mysteriously. As I struggled to escape Dracula's clutches, I learned of Lucy's strange experiences. She had begun to sleepwalk, often drawn to the window as if beckoned by an unseen force. Her condition worsened, and her friends grew increasingly alarmed. In a desperate bid to save her, they called upon Dr. John Seward, a physician with a deep interest in the peculiarities of the mind. Together with Holwood and Quincy Morris, they sought to uncover the cause of Lucy's ailment. Despite their best efforts, Lucy's condition continued to deteriorate, plagued by nightmares and profound weakness. I felt a surge of guilt for not being there to protect her. The group soon learned of a shadowy figure haunting Lucy at night, drawing her into a state of enchantment. Their attempts to guard her proved futile, as the Count's influence over her grew insidious. One fateful night, Lucy succumbed to the darkness, transforming into a vampire herself. Her once vibrant spirit was extinguished, leaving behind a hollow shell driven by an insatiable thirst for blood. Her friends, heartbroken and desperate, resolved to confront the evil that had claimed her. They sought counsel from Professor Abraham Van Helsing, whose extensive knowledge of folklore and the supernatural offered them hope. The tragic fate of Lucy galvanized our resolve. I, now a free man after escaping the castle, returned to England, horrified to learn of her death. Mina and I reunited, our bond strengthened by the shared trauma of our experiences. Together with Van Helsing, Sewell, and Holwood, we formed a pact to hunt Count Dracula and end his reign of terror. Our investigation took us through the dark underbelly of London, piecing together the Count's movements and the extent of his influence. We gathered evidence, tracking his nocturnal activities and the lingering presence of evil that seemed to seep into our lives. Mina, though initially a source of light, found herself increasingly drawn into the shadows as Dracula's power over her grew. As we delved deeper into the mystery, we encountered numerous challenges. The Count was cunning, eluding us at every turn while leaving a trail of despair in his wake. Each new revelation brought us closer to understanding the true nature of the beast we faced. The battle against Dracula became not only a physical confrontation, but also a psychological struggle as we grappled with our fears and the darkness that threatened to consume us all. Our journey led us back to Transylvania, where we finally confronted Count Dracula in his castle. With a blend of courage and strategy, we devised a plan to end his terror once and for all. Armed with knowledge gleaned from Van Helsing's extensive research, we prepared ourselves for the inevitable clash. As we entered the castle, the atmosphere was thick with tension. The Count, aware of our pursuit, awaited us with a sinister calm. Our confrontation was fraught with danger as he summoned the shadows to protect him. With each step, we faced our fears, knowing that the fate of Mina and perhaps our own lives hung in the balance. In a climactic battle, we finally cornered the Count. The power of love and friendship fueled our resolve, allowing us to confront the darkness head-on. The struggle was fierce, but with a collective effort, we managed to overpower him. As the sun began to rise, we felt a sense of relief wash over us, knowing that we had vanquished the evil that had haunted us for so long. However, the victory came at a cost. Mina, forever marked by Dracula's bite, faced her own battle against the darkness within her. We supported her through this ordeal, determined to help her reclaim her humanity. As we navigated the aftermath of our confrontation, we learned that the scars left by Dracula's influence would linger, serving as a reminder of the darkness that can reside in the hearts of men. Through this harrowing experience, I learned profound lessons about love, courage, and the resilience of the human spirit. The bonds forged in the face of adversity proved unbreakable, and the support of my friends became a beacon of hope amid the shadows. Mina and I emerged from the ordeal forever changed, our love deepened by the trials we faced together. As I reflect on our journey, I recognize that the battle against evil is not merely a physical confrontation, but also a struggle against the fears that dwell within us. The legacy of Count Dracula serves as a reminder of the darkness that exists in the world, but it also highlights the power of love and friendship to overcome even the most daunting challenges. In the end, we triumphed, not just over a creature of the night, but over the darkness within ourselves. The story of Dracula remains a testament to the strength of the human spirit, a tale woven with themes of love, sacrifice, and the eternal struggle between light and darkness. Our experiences have left an indelible mark on our lives, shaping us into who we are and reminding us that even in the face of evil, hope and love will prevail.